Know the gods, discussion of the gods from all pantheons across history.
Ogma, Irish-Celtic pantheon mythology. Ogma, also written Ogma, Ogmi or Ogmi, is an Irish god of eloquence, speech, language, learning, strength, and warrior power. He belongs to the Tuatha Dé Danann and is often connected with the Gaulish deity Ogmios, though the relationship between Ogma and Ogmios is not perfectly simple in scholarship. Ogma is remembered as both a warrior and a master of language. He is often credited in Irish tradition with the invention of Ogham, the early Irish writing system made of linear strokes cut into stone or wood. The tradition linking him with Ogham is important mythically, even though the historical relationship between the god name and the script name remains debated. In the mythic battles of the Tuatha Dé Danann, Ogma appears as a champion of strength. He fights in the battles of Mag Tuaird, and under the oppressive reign of Brez, he is humiliated by being forced to carry firewood. Even in that degraded state, he remains powerful and proves his strength. This makes him a god not only of speech, but of endurance, dignity, and force held under pressure. His possible Gaulish counterpart, Ogmios, was described by Lucian as an older Hercules-like figure who draws people by chains running from his tongue to their ears. This strange image represents eloquence as a binding force, speech that does not merely inform, but leads, captivates, and compels. Britannica also identifies Ogmios as a Celtic god of eloquence and notes his connection with Irish Ogma. So mythologically, Ogma is the strong speaker, the warrior of language, the sun-faced champion, and the divine intelligence behind words that cut, bind, carve, persuade, and endure. Depth psychology profiled psychologically, Ogma represents the power of articulate strength. He is the part of the psyche that learns how to give force a voice and how to give language a backbone. He is not speech as chatter. He is speech as carved mark, oath, command, poem, name, law, and truth. Ogma appears when a person must stop being vague and begin speaking with weight. His energy asks, what must be named? What must be written? What must be spoken clearly? What truth has been carried silently like firewood under an unjust king? His association with Ogham is psychologically rich. Ogham letters are cut into a surface. This makes Ogma the god of speech that leaves a mark. His words are not floating air only, they become inscription. He represents the moment when inner knowledge becomes visible, structured, and communicable. He also holds the union of body and mind. Ogma is not a delicate scholar separated from strength, nor a brute warrior separated from language. He is the psyche's recognition that speech is a kind of force, and force without speech can become blind. Archetypal psychology profile archetypally, Ogma is the warrior-scribe, the strong tongue, the binder by speech, and the champion of sacred language. He belongs to the ancient pattern of the figure who combines physical power with verbal power. His club and his word are not opposites, they are two forms of impact. One strikes the body, the other strikes the mind and soul. As a divine image, Ogma stands at the threshold between oral culture and written sign. He is the one who knows that a word can be sung, spoken, carved, remembered, weaponized, consecrated, or hidden in code. His connection with Ogmios deepens the archetype. The chains from tongue to ear are a powerful image of language as enchantment. Human beings are led by stories, names, vows, insults, praise, commands, songs, and myths. Ogma reveals that speech is never neutral. It binds the listener to a direction. He is the archetype of language with consequence. Hermetic profile hermetically, Ogma expresses the principle of vibration through the spoken word. Sound shapes consciousness. Speech sends force through the subtle field. A name, oath, charm, poem, or command changes the state of the listener. He also expresses mentalism, because language orders the mind. To name something is to pull it from chaos into pattern. To write it is to stabilize it. Ogma's sacred writing power shows the hermetic movement from thought to word to sign, sign to reality. His Ogham association gives him an alchemical cutting quality. The letter is incised, the sign is carved. Consciousness cuts meaning into matter. This makes Ogma a god of symbolic incision, the mark that opens a hidden current. Hermetically, he is also a bridge between Mercury and Mars. Mercury gives language, code, wit, transmission, and symbol. Mars gives force, courage, cutting power, and directness. Ogma is not soft Mercury. He is Mercury with a warrior's arm. His mystery: the word is a weapon, a bridge, a chain, and a spell. Astrology, astropsychology, significance, mytho-astrologically, Ogma belongs to the field of sacred speech, mental force, inscription, persuasion, and disciplined expression. He carries a mercurial intelligence, language, signs, writing, codes, names, learning, memory, and transmission. But his mercury is not quick and weightless. It is muscular, carved, and consequential. His language has weight because it is joined to strength. A martial current also moves through him. The blade-like edge of speech, the courage to name what others avoid, the ability to cut through confusion, and the force required to speak under pressure. His word does not flutter, it lands. There is also a solar quality in his epithets of radiance and brightness, the shining face of intelligence, the illumination that comes when something is finally named. Ogma's celestial image is the spoken word as a bright mark cut into darkness. As an astropsychological pattern, Ogma is the mind learning to speak with power, precision, and responsibility. Shadow expression. Ogma's shadow appears as weaponized language. The same power that can name truth can also humiliate, dominate, manipulate, or bind others through fear. In shadow, Ogma becomes the cutting tongue, the cruel debater, the intellectual bully, the propagandist, or the person who uses eloquence to overpower rather than illuminate. Another shadow is silence under oppression. Ogma carrying firewood under breath shows strength forced into servitude. Psychologically, this can appear as the person who has words but cannot speak them, who carries humiliation silently, or whose intelligence is reduced to labour by an unjust inner or outer authority. There is also the shadow of over-identification with being articulate. The person may believe that naming something means mastering it, or that clever speech is the same as wisdom. Ogma's shadow says, because I can speak, I can control. Integrated expression. Integrated Ogma is speech in service of truth. He teaches that words should be strong enough to matter and disciplined enough not to destroy needlessly. His mature expression is eloquence with ethics, intelligence with courage, and strength with articulation. Integrated Ogma gives a person the ability to speak clearly under pressure, to write what must be preserved, to defend truth without becoming cruel, and to use language as a bridge rather than a chain. He also restores dignity to the silenced parts of the psyche. The burden carried under breath becomes testimony. The hidden mark becomes script. The unspoken truth becomes form. His gift is the power to say the thing rightly. He symbols Ogham, carved marks, tongue, wood, speech, tongue, ear, chains of eloquence, club, strength, firewood, sun-faced brightness, sacred language, naming, inscription, poetry, command, memory, law, persuasion, the warrior-scribe, the word as cut, the word as bond, the word as spell. Human personality type. Inner figure. Ogma appears as the powerful speaker, the poet-warrior, the scholar with a warrior spine, the advocate, the bard, the oath-maker, the teacher, the truth-teller, the one whose words carry force. As an inner figure, he may appear when a person needs to stop circling the truth and finally name it. He may also appear when someone must recover a silenced voice, write something down, speak before a group, defend their intelligence, or use language with more precision. Ogma says, do not waste the word. Carve it. Ritual, contemplative use. Ogma can be contemplated when working with speech, writing, persuasion, courage, truth-telling, study, sacred language, or the recovery of voice. A simple contemplative question, what truth in me needs to be carved into words? Another, where has my voice been carrying firewood for an unjust king? Another, are my words binding people to clarity or binding them to my will? A useful meditation image is to imagine standing before a dark stone. In your hand is a sharp tool. You do not write quickly. You wait until the right word arrives. Then you carve one mark into the stone and feel the silence around it change.